Hello everybody and welcome into the SFA Season 12 Week 14 game day, the final game day of the regular season here between number 9 Nebraska, who's going to the Big 12 Championship, and number 21 Iowa, who is actually going to the Big 10 Championship no matter what, as they had the head-to-head over Minnesota. So this game, it's a big game, the Heroes game, that's what it's called, trophy on the line, but nothing really impacting a chance at a playoff bid or anything like that. This could impact, though, Iowa potentially getting a Citrus Bowl. Let me know if you can hear me. Thanks, Dogwater. And if you don't know what this is the SFA. It's an online dynasty ran entirely through Discord. You do not need the game. If you're interested in joining, you can claim a team. You can recruit. You can set depth charts. You can set schemes. You can hire coordinators. All good fun. We also have a ton of servers games like fantasy football. We have a fully functional sportsbook, and all sorts of fun things you can do. Welcome in, Chewy. Guys sit where they pee. That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping the same thing, Jarkus. My power went out 3 times yesterday while I was trying to get game day set up here in SoCal. But we've been good today, so knock on wood, hail to the blue square. But yeah, it's a big-time game day, and we're going to get right into it here. Last regular season game, besides Bedlam coming later, of the season. So let's get right on into it here. We're going to start out with the challengers, Nebraska. We've seen this team. They choked against Iowa State as Paul Sanford, the SFA quarterback, had one of the best game days I've ever seen from a quarterback in terms of just beautiful plays and throws. Even though they got the loss, I was super impressed. So Paul Sanford, one of the best players in the country. And then watch out for Julius Swain. Got redshirted. This guy's going to be a stud. But that's the future. And then something we didn't see in their last game day is Joel McKinley, the transfer from Alabama. He was hurt. When Montoya is still hurt, but we are going to see Joel McKinley back. So they're at full strength on offense. You got Dan Williams, Damian Kelly, Tra Preston, Dallas Johnson, Tony McDaniel. We've seen a couple of these guys make massive plays this year. You got Zach Walker. On offensive line, it is pretty good. Not as good as you typically see, but all quality players, all young, going to be really good here on out. On the defensive end, Wendell McMahon, he had the scoop and score against Iowa State. And then Jeremy Freeman on the other side. And in the middle, the transfer from Georgia Tech, Dick Tater, one of the most popular players in the SFA. And then at linebacker, you've got Michael Richardson. He was, wrong person, but Richardson. And then Ricardo Henderson, the SFA, or not an SFA player, but he was the golden ticket G5 player. Transferred from Colorado State last year. He is their starter. And then at corner, this is probably one of the weaker parts of their team, but they are speedy, so they kind of make up for it. All low 90 speed, that's kind of huge. And then in the back, SFA player, he had a pick 6. Xavier Townsend, last time we saw him. And then Sam Burton on the other side. Kicker-wise, you got Brandon Alford. We'll see if it impacts the game today. Big leg, not much accuracy, so we'll see if the accuracy impacts it. And let's take a look at Iowa, who dropped a couple weird games this year. They didn't really look all that great on the game day that they played. So Jason Richardson, he's not a SFA player. He's close. If you had to give an HSFA player, I guess, tag out right now, he'd probably be towards the top. But he is electric. He pushed Cody Green out over to Arizona State. So we'll see what he can do. Dan Davis as well. He's had a plethora of big-time plays. We're hoping he can get more involved this week than he was on the last game day. They underutilized him, probably why they lost. Troy Booker, best fullback in the country, 96 overall, and he showed it the last time we watched these teams play. Wide receivers, you got Quinn Horn, Kenneth Towns, Ryan McGuire, and then Ricky Hall at tight end. Offensive line is pretty good. It's going to be roughly about even, maybe slightly better, but they have SFA player, Team of the Year player, Jason Foreman at right tackle. And on the defense, Lorenzo Jones, SFA player, Johnny Booth. On the other side in the middle, you got Luke and Baker. And then at linebacker, it's all SFA players. You got Cam Buffington, Tom Akerman, and Sua Saylor, the freshman. And then out wide, Greg Johnson, Matthew Morris, Stallings, all better. I wouldn't say better, but a little less speed out here. And then in the secondary, Antoine Williams, you've got Eric Sweeney, who's an SFA player as well, making plays. So we'll see how they do. And they got sophomore Gary Slater. Definitely have the advantage in the kicking department for Nebraska. So we'll see if that is impactful at all. So Jarkus, welcome into your game day. You do, since you're the home team, you get first priority on the jersey selection. So let me know what you would like. And before we get started here, let me get the prediction set up for the Bobanos here. And if you're Nebraska, you're honestly really scared now, because you've been projected to play Kansas in the Big 12 Championship, and you're kind of like, you know, whatever. It's just Kansas. You know, we'll be fine. And then now you have to play Baylor, who with a win will go to the playoff for the 7th time in a row. So they're kind of like, well, shit. So now you got 2 minutes here. Get those predictions in, just a who wins. I'm going to get my thumbnail as well. So Jarkus, let me know what kind of jerseys you are looking to wear tonight. You are at home. Pretty even matchup, honestly, on the matchup screen here. The Heroes game, obviously. So we shall see what happens here. So Jarkus, you can fix that, my guy, if you get yourself a free Twitch Prime sub. Not sure Iowa's jerseys. All right, well, let's go through it. They do have an all-black alternate. I think they are... Oh! All gold. That is sexy. You got 2017 black. They got Veterans Day, so they actually have a lot of good colors. Oh, yeah, you immediately picked the gold. Absolutely. Let's see if they have an all-gold helmet. No. All right, this looks absolutely delicious. That is a incredible jersey. So, Chewy, if you want to choose here, you can go all black if you want, and I'll even approve all red. You can go black, red, or white. None of it's going to clash with the yellow. So we're going to wait here. Obviously, still a lot of time. Somebody put some points on the other pick there. Come on, let's make these Bobanos impactful. He wants all black. All right, so we'll see if they have a black helmet here. Oh, they do. The 2015 alts. All right, maybe the 2015 alt is the way to go. Oh, baby, here we go. We'll get those 2015 alts, the all black here. And then obviously you got to go all black as well. Black. Is there black gloves? Yes, there is. Boom. They stay yellow. They stay black. Yo, baby, here we go. A fun game is happening tonight. Lots of SFA players. This is just a hard-fought user versus user game. Kind of a preview. Both these teams playing next week anyways, so this is just more for fun. But winner of this game, even if they lose next week, is in a great position to get a Citrus Bowl berth. So barring if Arizona State makes the playoff, likely versus Arizona State. So we'll have to see. So yeah, I mean, we're going kind of crazy here. Yes, sir, you're an Iowa fan. And these jerseys might be among the best that we've seen this year. Obviously, after this game, the watch party game goes live. You should at least check it out for the jersey combination between UCF and USF. It was disgusting. Slime green is what they call it down at USF versus one of the space unis. So it was really, really good. This is another great one. So we'll see who wins tonight. Is Paul Sanford going to get revenge after throwing a tough interception? Is Iowa going to get revenge after a tough loss to, who was it? Was it Wisconsin? Yeah, so you got to wave to the kids. This is a great reminder, obviously, that Fink hates children and he supports childhood cancer. It's some server lore from back in like season 8 when he came into stream and just started trashing the UAB jerseys, which were specially made for a children's hospital. So that's where that lore comes from. So Fink, if you're here, tough loss today. Fink could be in line for a Citrus Bowl. We'll just have to see how it all shakes out. Lots for the committee to decide, but that's all happening after today's game. This is going to be a good one. I love both these jerseys. Really, really great. And remember, the first TD is on the line here. So Nebraska's starting out with the ball. So if you pick Joel McKinley, Paul Sanford, or Tra Preston, you have a chance here. So We're going to get a return to start. A nice little tackle there across the 30, and we are live in the Heroes game. Love this jersey matchup. Love the home field for Iowa. Like I've said plenty of times, this is one of my favorite SFA rosters. All middle linebacker cores SFA. The number 91 on the line there is Johnny Booth. We get a quick throw here to start the game to Damian Kelly, the number 1 receiver. And there is Paul Sanford, the impact quarterback, number 19. And then we're also going to get the first debut of seeing Joel McKinley. So we didn't see him in the game versus Iowa State. So that is kind of a big addition, honestly. So we're going to see how it impacts this offense, who still played incredibly well. Only a 4-man rush. They dump it off to the tight end, it looks like, and he gets plenty of yards. That's Zach Walker, the senior. I don't know. Yeah, it's true, B-Dog. All right, Paul Sanford over the middle, and it's complete again. Trop Preston, his first catch on the day. He had perhaps one of the top plays of the season, the touchdown catch he caught against Iowa State. Second down here. We are across the 50 already, though, less than a minute into the game. Oh, a delayed handoff. The first look at Joel McKinley, the Alabama transfer. And what a lot of people don't necessarily talk about is how these teams that are so high in talent have kind of are getting gutted in the SFA transfer portal, potentially pushing more parity across the country. So we'll see how it works out long term. But Joel McKinley, again, he's kind of the first of which where he's a high-valued prospect who was projected not to get a lot of playing time until maybe his redshirt senior year. But then, like, what's the point, right? As we come out empty now inside the 35, Nebraska has a decent drive here to start. Man in motion, that's Kelly. They're going to hand it off to him. He gets some blocks. He puts out an arm, but that is a tackle. Gets no gain. Tom Akerman, the SFA middle linebacker. And really the man to watch on this defense is Eric Sweeney and kind of this whole middle linebacker core. But really Eric Sweeney, he's the X factor. As they bring a blitz, he dumps it off, and that's going to be another first down here. Tony McDaniel this time. A depth wide receiver making a play. And they're getting they're kind of threatening here. Inside the 30. We didn't see a lot of stops from this Iowa defense against Wisconsin. Another throw over the middle, broken tackle, and thought maybe there'd be a face mask tagged on to the end of it, but Trop Preston now. So we're getting in danger of seeing that first TD. So if you had an Iowa player like myself as the first TD, you're kind of pissed off. But Paul Sanford having a fantastic start, 5 for 5. We're at the 11 here. First and 10. Sanford's going to throw it again. No pressure. Over the middle. Wide open, man. Touchdown, Dallas Johnson. They take an early 7-0 lead. So none of the offered spreads for the first TD hit this week. You hate to see it. So since we've been doing this, I think this is the 6th or 7th one. Only twice has nobody hit. As we saw this game, barely Ole Miss survived Mississippi State. Obviously, it's a rivalry game. So, but two teams lost ahead of them. Is Ole Miss good enough to get number 1? There's kind of a 4-team race, maybe 5 teams that could be in that spot. Or are we going to see any change at all? Dallas Johnson got the first TD for Nebraska, so he wasn't offered. Boom. But now Mushbrain, potentially you only have, you came into the week with the best win in the country. Now you have potentially the 3rd best win in the country. All right, Jason Richardson coming out with Dan Davis. See how they do. They give it to Dan Davis here, first carry. And if you remember the last game day against Wisconsin, he didn't get a true carry, just a handoff, until the 3rd quarter. So Jarkis making an adjustment, gives it to his star running back, the first play of the game, and he goes for 13. Looks like they made some adjustments, but obviously Jason Richardson is the star. They come out empty this time. Man in motion to the backfield. That is Davis. They hand it off to him again. He tries to go outside, and he is stacked up. That's a 3-yard loss. Wendell McMahon on the tackle, the man who had the scoop and score against Iowa State. Second and 13 now. Got to avoid negative plays in this offense. As they hand it off, another true handoff, Dan Davis, and nothing doing this time. Once again, going backwards. Xavier Townsend, the SFA free safety on the tackle here. Got one broken tackle, and then he cleans him up. So 3rd and 17, we're going to have to see Jason Richardson make some magic. This Iowa team might be a year or two away from actually truly competing big time. We got a blitz here. Fires over the middle, but no broken tackle. Brought down, and I believe that was Ricardo Henderson on the tackle. Remember, Nebraska, they have the golden ticket linebacker as well as Jerome Everclear, a 5-star freshman from last season who came over from NIU. As Xavier Townsend gets kind of smoked there. So after called a 4 and out, Nebraska's right back on the offensive side, starting at their 39 this time. Or sorry, the 34. Split back set here. This is where they got that running back and the full back with the lead blocker, and they bring him down only after 2. See if this defense can make some adjustments, get off the field. Sanford. He's had clean pockets all day long. Joel McKinley breaking a tackle. That's a first down. Sanford starting out 7 of 7, picking up right where he left off against Iowa State. Handoff. And over the gut, and that's going to be a first down. Man, I'm telling you, man, this Nebraska, Baylor might be my choice for the game day, because Sanford versus Baylor is going to be one fantastic game, especially when the game likely will decide it, who gets in the playoff, who doesn't. Like, Baylor might have been in had they not had Kansas won, so it'd be interesting to see, but long ways away from that game. Sanford, once again, no rush to speak of. They might have to start getting creative with their blitzing, as this offensive line is just destroying this defensive line right now. Sanford standing back there like a tree, the 6'6" frame, fires a dart. I mean, there's nothing you can do in coverage there. That was beautiful coverage. He anticipated the opening, hit the hole. If you give him all day long, he's going to cook you. So 1st and 10 here inside the 20 once again. Nebraska firing on all cylinders early. They hand it off to Joel McKinley. He finds some room, brought down by Johnny Booth. Yellow jerseys might have made this defensive team jaundice, as they've been sickly to start this game. As running over, oh dear, runs over, spin move, gets the first down. First and goal now. Iowa floats it to the end zone, and 2 feet in, Matt Moore, touchdown. The tight end drags his feet, and Nebraska is cooking the Hawkeyes early. $10 for $10 start. Wait a second, we've got a review. Did he actually get the toes in? He did. This should stand. Did he hold it through the completion of the catch? After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands. So Iowa's already clinched the Big Ten championship regardless of this game. All right, 14-0 now for Nebraska. What is Iowa going to do to respond here at home? Yellow jersey's not working out so far. Jarkus scheming on the sidelines, coming out flat once again in a game day setting. This just might be how this team plays on the game days. You just need to rely on your running back. I mean, they ran it 4 times. They haven't thrown it yet, but there you go. You get Dan Davis out in space. He breaks to a tackle, but brought down. They call that one a pass. Interesting. 2nd and 5 here. Positive yardage. That's all you need to do. Get a handoff here again. Dan Davis up the middle. Brought down there by Dictator. 3rd and inches. Third down already again, but it is on the inch. Don't get crazy here, Iowa. Come on. They're going to run a screen pass, and he throws it at the right time. Can he get there? Yes, he does. The fullback's on the run down the sideline, and there he is, Troy Booker, the best fullback in the country, showing why he is an integral part of this offense. Saves them another down. Broke the tackle on the sideline, stayed in bounds, and got about 15 more. That is tough to do. Impressive play there from a fullback. Jason Richardson now comes out empty. 4-man rush, the linebacker, and he gets it to Davis. Yeah, Iowa is missing right now a dynamic receiver. They used to have one in Chaz Ralph. He was a transfer from USC, but he graduated last year, so they're kind of missing the dynamic playmaker. But triple option, and a surprising Troy Booker doesn't run through that first tackle. Normally he avoids first contact. 3rd and 3, inside the 40, definitely going for it range, so probably 2-down territory here. Richardson makes a handoff, triple option, he keeps it. Jason Richardson, he can be dangerous, and he falls down, but it is a 1st down. He got hit hard by Xavier Townsend, but he still got the 1st, and they're on the move, 35 yards away. They can just get some help from the defense. This should be a good game. Jason Richardson, and he's caught from behind. Ricardo Henderson, the transfer from Colorado State. And fun fact is that the next golden ticket choice, if you don't know what the golden ticket transfer is, it is a star from the group of 5, a freshman breakout player who's at a bum G5 team that is going to go into the transfer portal and hopefully go help one of these top teams in the country eclipse their full potential, like Ricardo Henderson has done so far as a sophomore at Nebraska. So that will be during conference championship week. And plenty of time. It's about to run now. We're yamming it deep. 1-on-1. It's dropped. Oh, it went right through the receiver hand. Call that man Gabriel Davis. The yamma. That was a perfect jam. All right, 4th and 5. They're going for it here. Richardson, he has time. And dumps that off, and it's incomplete. And that's a turnover on downs. What are we doing? Just disaster striking for Iowa. It's just they seem to just be playing with, like, just a step behind. A drop touchdown, and now an incomplete pass. He didn't throw it early enough. I know, I'm just poking fun, Dogwater. I see you in chat, and I always got to throw something. But you got to admit, that's funny. Remember the 70-yard flick from Josh Allen that he dropped because Sauce Gardner was all over him, and there was no flag? But Gabriel Davis still did drop it. But end of the first quarter. Hey, don't get me wrong. I hate Sauce Gardner just as much as you. Mans was tackling Cortland Sutton with the game on the line, and they didn't fucking call it either. I saw highlights of the Tampa Bay wide receiver cooking sauce in practice. Oh my God, what a hit. Joel McKinley gets absolutely smoked there. No love lost between these two in the Heroes game despite the score. And remember, boys and girls, it is early. We still got 27 minutes left here of actual gameplay time. This defense should start standing up. 3rd and 1, here we go. It is up the gut, another 1st down for Joel McKinley. Nebraska just doesn't seem to be letting up even a little bit. First and 10. Paul Sanford once again. No pressure. Here he goes. There, finally, he is sacked. He doesn't perform any miracles like he did against Iowa State, where he broke sacks, delivered some yams, or even somehow stayed on his feet. This time he is swallowed up. And that's what you need to do. Cause these momentum-changing plays, whether it be a penalty, a sack, a turnover, a fumble, something to get your boys going. That was huge. Second and 18. And now it's just a dump off. It's going to be 3rd and long now for Nebraska. Iowa looks to hopefully get the ball back here. Still 12 for 12. They're 2 of 2 on 3rd down here. 4 men to the right side. 4-man rush. And over the middle, they just dump it off. They kind of give up on the drive. And Iowa finally getting off the field. So their defense trending in the right direction. Their offense is trending in the right direction. Will this be the time Iowa gets a score? They're coming after him. They don't get to the punter there. See if they return this one. They don't. That was a massive kick. So the Hawkeyes avoiding the rotisserie early. They're staying in this game. Still 2 scores. Plenty of time left. Yeah, the only time we'll see a block punt is if someone gets stranded inside the 5 and they have to punt. As Jason Richardson gets hit as he throws, incomplete. Yeah, we saw the onside kick return in Watch Party. That was crazy. Another screen pass here. Dan Davis on the run. And if you want to watch an onside kick return for a touchdown, check out Watch Party after this game. It will be posted on YouTube. Third and inches here for Iowa. Tight end in motion. And is that a false start? Oh, Jarkus, what are you doing, man? This offensive line. So a 3rd and inches turns into a 3rd and 5 at their own 25. Mistakes just getting in the way of this Iowa team all day long. 3rd and 5 here. That's a delayed handoff. Dan Davis, he's going to get it. Number 73, the man who made the penalty, delivered a massive pancake to make up for it and spring the run there. All right, fresh set of downs. The mistake does not hurt him. We're still cooking here. Cornhuskers trying to get another stop. Dan Davis up the middle again, and he is tackled there by Ricardo Henderson. 2nd and 3 now. Remember, Xavier Townsend is the safety with the white sleeves. Richardson again, but no, Dan Davis, he has room. Xavier Townsend, he's trying to hold him. The team gets there and he goes down, but Dan Davis kind of taking over this drive now. Another big run. One of the best running backs in the country. When he gets going, it can get scary. First and 10 again. They were listening to Jarkus this time, and he is stuffed. Gets about 3, but Fox on the tackle. Dictator looking to make an impact. 2nd and 7. Receiver in motion. They hand it out to him, and that goes nowhere. These outside attempts, these trickery plays are just not working. Ricardo Henderson with another tackle. This time it's for a loss. None of these sweeps, none of these read options are really working here. Just go to that old school smash mouth Iowa offense. And more screen passes, and this time it's picked up, and that's going to go nowhere. 4th and 15 now. Dictator on the tackle. That's just not going to fly there. So 4th and 15, they're going to try to now pin Nebraska deep. As the second quarter is starting to close. Got a low scoring, old school Big Ten matchup here, and that is not going to be pinned inside the 10. All right, so Paul Sanford in Nebraska coming back out. Their first failed drive of the day was on the last one. Gonna hand it off here, and oh my, this defense is getting aggressive now. They were in the backfield before that play even developed. The counter fooled nobody. 2 men right on him. And Joel still almost broke both tackles. 2nd and 12 now. About halfway through the second quarter. Still a 14-point game. We get a handoff to the running back, Dan Williams. He has some room on the outside. Can he turn the corner? Dan Williams gets about 12. Still not a first down, but a massive chunk back. And how does a fullback sweep for Nebraska work, but none of these runs for Iowa are working? Still a 3rd down chance here for Iowa. Can they get off the field? Dumps that one off, and that's going to be a first down. Very, very hard to stop. The mesh concept. Those drags over the middle are so hard to stop in short yardage situations, as Samford is still perfect. 14 of 14. Samford throwing it again. He finds an open man here. Brought down after about 8. Matt Moore getting a lot of work here today. Already his 4th reception. And handoff outside. He kind of gets the edge. Joel McKinley would have found the sideline there. He might have had a lot more room to run. We're approaching the 50. Clock is ticking. Plenty of time to do their normal offense. And throwing that deep immediately. Damian Kelly, he got the release on the corner, and Paul Samford delivered it on a dime before the safety was even close. Tell you, man, Samford is kind of built different. This guy, if he gets into the playoff, watch out. This team can make a run. He has the ability to make that cover athlete. 1st and 10. They bring a blitz. Doesn't happen at all. Dallas Johnson, beautiful. And remember, this was a Nebraska team that I don't even think was bowl eligible last year. 2nd and 6 now, Nebraska again, and time runs out, and oh, that was the play. Matthew Morris, he got his hands on it. Samford got rushed, Johnny Booth got to him, and they dropped it. That was the play. Samford lives. 3rd and 6. They're crowding the line. They bring a blitz. No one gets there. He dumps that off. Can they get a stop? And no, McKinley breaks through the tackle. 1st down, Nebraska. 1-on-1, and McKinley wins. Nothing going right for Iowa on this drive. They just seem so close, but so far. As we're throwing it to the sideline again. Not much going. Just a 3-yard gain. Iowa will take that. Inside the 25, threatening to take a 3-score lead now as we threaten the 2-minute mark. 2nd and 7, they fake the handoff, dump it off to tight end yet again. Or no, it's Dallas Johnson, the receiver on the drag route. Inside the 15, 20 of 21 here in the first half. Ackerman already 7 tackles. As hands it off up the gut, and he is stuffed this time, but he still somehow gets 4 yards. McKinley seems to be a game changer. Sure, it's only 46 yards, but that play specifically, I mean, he's met a yard in the backfield, somehow gets 4. 2nd and 6, man in motion. They're going to hand it off to Kelly here, and he is brought down. Nothing doing. Eric Sweeney on the tackle. He needs to get a lot more involved as as kind of like a freshman, I don't know, captain or impact player. We're going bunch formation here now, 3rd and 8. Going to the end zone, and a diving catch, Traw Preston! Touchdown, Nebraska! They take a 21-0 lead. The Cornhusker loves it. Did this knee get in bounds, though, is the question. Did the knee get in bounds? It does. an incredible throwing catch. And if you remember, Trot Preston made one of the best plays of the season the last time we saw this team. So he is a big-time player. That's why I keep giving him that first TD. He has the most receiving touchdowns on this team. That Sanford to Preston connection is insane. So 21-0. But remember, Iowa gets the ball at halftime, and they have the ball right now. If they can punch in a touchdown here, this game is not even close to over. Plenty of time left. I mean, hell, today we saw an 18-point fourth-quarter lead almost get erased. We saw a 21-point lead get released. Jarkis is just not having a good time. Jason Richardson, he's going to get his mind into this game. We know he's capable. Some upset Michigan State in the snow. So, but both these teams coming off losses last week. 2 losses in a row. Headed into your conference championship is just not what you want to do. And fun fact for the hill that Iowa has to climb, the Big Ten West has never beaten the Big Ten East in the SFA. It's like 0-10 or something as we get an overthrow here for Jason Richardson. Second and 10 here. Jason Richardson takes off, and he goes down. Oh, my God. The roll-up there from Dictator. Who else? He pulls off a WWE move. He goes for the roll-off 1, 2, 3. New champion, Dictator. That looked hilarious. All right, 3rd and 17 now. And Richardson, he throws it, but he is stuffed. Ricky Hall couldn't get away, and that was just a horrific attempt. Michael Richardson, the middle linebacker, on the tackle. Like, what is happening with this Iowa offense? This is like the real-life Iowa offense, just without the defense. We're going to get a return. Xavier Townsend gets smoked. All right, 40 seconds now. Nebraska, they have a chance to add to this lead. If you remember the Iowa State game, they also threw a few bad interceptions, had a few bad plays, so avoid that here, and you should be fine. You should just want to go to half up 3 scores. Remember, you still have to play Baylor for a playoff spot. This game does not matter. As you're dumping it off again, they love this Dallas Johnson 3-yard out. It's already his 6th catch. 22 of 23 here in the first half. Absolutely cooking these corners who, like we said, while they were a little bit lower rated, they have a lot of speed. But when you run these short technical routes, the speed doesn't necessarily matter. They haven't really been pushing the ball deep, so interesting. It's 3rd and 3. They are just going to run it. They do get a nice little hole. I will say Iowa has done a decent job containing Joel McKinley. He hasn't destroyed them, but now they're hurrying it up. They're going to see what they can do now. Empty. 4 men on the right side. Got to watch out for this. 4-man rush. They can't get there. He dumps that off, and that's a first down. Joel McKinley just seems to keep falling forward. Every time he touches the ball, he falls forward for about 3 or 4 more yards, and we're in yam range now. 22 seconds left. They still have a timeout. This scary bunch formation, watch out. Oh, and that's over the middle. Double coverage, and no one can come up with it. Sanford having a magnificent day, and the 2 chances they've had, they've just not been able to corral it. 2nd and 10 now for Sanford. 4-man rush yet again. Not working. He delivers a wide open. All right, Trot Preston. So 1 more play now, and they are threatening field goal range. Remember, their field goal kicker has a pretty powerful leg. He just doesn't necessarily have any accuracy. So quick play here, and they should be fine. But he's holding on to this ball, and it's going to be a sack. Such a timely sack. It's Sua Sailor and Johnny Booth got there together. So after the sack now, we're going to get a yam to the end zone. 2nd and 14. Sanford, he's yamming it deep, and a wide open man. Nobody checked Trot Preston. Touchdown, Paul Sanford. Oh, baby. Throw it deep, and Traw Preston will find a way under it. His second touchdown of the day, 28-0 as time expires. So maybe Iowa should have not sacked him on that last play. A perfect half of football here for Nebraska, and Iowa's left scratching their heads. Ohio State is sitting at home just like, all right, we have an easy week next week, man. Oh, man. This Nebraska-Baylor game is going to be so good. That's what I want, is the game day game, man, because this is incredible. I kind of wish now Kansas would have won, because I want Baylor to make the playoff again. So, but I don't want this Nebraska team not to. This Nebraska team is so much fun. You got Dictator, Traw Preston having a fantastic year every time we watch him play. I mean, this game could make some noise. I know Iowa hasn't really been that team, but Paul Sanford making a statement, saying he shouldn't have sat behind Johnny Manziel, who was a trash can in his SFA years. All right, hopefully Jarkus had a good talking to the team. Maybe he should have picked the black uniforms instead of these yellow ones. Well, that's all right. 28-0. Can Iowa make an epic comeback? The best part about being in this situation, Jarkus, is you have a chance to make a comeback of epic proportions. The biggest comeback we've ever seen is 22 points. That team still lost, but still, you have a chance. You gave up a Hail Mary touchdown at the end of the half. Nobody covered Traw Preston. He was like 15 yards behind the defense. And it was a weird play too, because obviously they ran Hail Mary. But Traw Preston was like in the seam. Normally they're all clustered together. He was like 5 yards inside, so he had to adjust that route. But anyways, we're here, and he floats it in. Oh! They call it incomplete, even though it looked like he caught it. Tough look now for Iowa. All right, 3rd and 4 here. Hands it up the gut. Davis, he gets an obvious first down. Just honestly, just give it to Davis. I would, if I was playing with this team in a dynasty, it would be read option, Jason Richardson, Dan Davis, and maybe take a shot once or twice to drive. As finally Jason Richardson's running. This is the first time today we've seen him use his legs out of the pocket. Something he's known for doing. So 2nd and 2. They are driving here to start it. Maybe not necessarily time for them to hurry it up, but they definitely need to start making plays. As Dan Davis, he has some room here. Oh, baby, turn on the Jets. Dan Davis, can he get to the end zone? No, he's caught from behind. Dan Davis just exploding. We've seen over the years him make some extremely big plays, long runs, and he almost breaks another one. How did he fit through that hole? Davis popping off here in this 3rd quarter, but is it too little, too late? All right, triple option. Jason Richardson, he has some room. Flip it out, he does! Troy Booker, touchdown, Iowa! A quick response out of the half. The Hawkeyes are not done yet. All right, down 21, so they just erased that Hail Mary. Are we going to see a momentum shift here? It's all really dependent on this defense. Iowa, they finally broke through. They look like the team that they normally are on offense on that drive. So let's see if Nebraska now regresses a little bit or if they keep the foot on the gas pedal. Remember, folks, following this game, we have Bedlam and then the playoff committee and then recruits. We got Paul Sanford, man in motion. Testing him out. Man coverage. They're going to run a counter. Big hole. Joel McKinley. Oh, he's still going. Joel McKinley, an 18-yard gain to start the drive. And look at this master at work. The ball carrier vision, the elusiveness, the agility, all on display. I'm telling you, folks, if you haven't dipped your toe in the transfer portal, you might as well look at Nebraska. Look at Ohio. These teams completely transformed themselves and have made such big improvements in 1 year. As Trot Preston doesn't get positive yardage on that run. Sua Sailor, the freshman SFA player. Iowa desperate for a stop, maybe a turnover. 2nd and 12 here. Sanford, once again, dropped back. Only a 3-man rush. It doesn't hit, but they dump it off. Joel McKinley, only 4. So 3rd and medium coming up. Huge chance here for Iowa to get the ball back. Remember, just keep winning each possession, and then you'll be back in the game in no time. 3rd and 8. 3-man rush again. Dumps that off, and a tackle. Damian Kelly can't get there. So force, cover over the top, force Paul Sanford to attack you underneath, and you should be fine. Iowa's getting the ball back. This has been a perfect starting 3 minutes to the half. Exactly what they needed to do. Can they have a repeat of the last drive? At the 20, 80 yards away. Plenty of time. No need to panic if you're an Iowa fan. But you've got to get to work. Dan Davis, now he has some room on the left side, or on the right side. And he gets about 15. There you go. Dan Davis starting to find his groove. When this Iowa team starts running the ball, it can get nasty. Got to think, is Nebraska they kind of started preparing for Baylor in their minds a little bit, saying, oh, we're just a half away. No need to play this half. I don't know. Dumps that off to Davis. Gets a nice gain of 6. Obviously, Chewy is first year at Nebraska. Not necessarily an experienced coach. Is his team prone to a mental error? I don't know. Nice stop there, though, for the defense. 3rd and 4. That was really the first good play for Nebraska this half on this side of the ball. 3rd and 4, they got to convert. You cannot stop this momentum. Richardson takes it himself, runs over, and he is stopped short. Ricardo Henderson meets him in the hole and stops him in his track. Please run a fake punt. This is the moment. This is when you do it. No fake punt for us. 3 and out. That is tough. Oh, we get a fumble, but he picks it right up. Oh, dear. So, unfortunately, Iowa unable to keep the good vibes rolling. Now they got to rely on the defense in this 3-3. This 3-3-5 to survive. They're going to hand it up the gut. Nice play there for the defensive tackle, but still, he gets 3 yards. Second and 7. Handoff. Oh, a lot of room. They all overran the play. Still 3rd down, but missed opportunity there to get McKinley down in the backfield. And this has been a great debut for McKinley here. Remember, he missed the last game with an injury. Sweeney coming down. Hands it off. Can they stop him? What a tackle! Who was that on play? Tom Akerman, the middle linebacker for the SFA. He makes a crucial stop in the backfield there, stopping McKinley in his tracks. Iowa getting the ball back. That was a massive play as we get a fumble! And he jumps on it, but Iowa now has to start inside their 10. What are you doing, Ewing? That could have been disastrous. So Iowa now has to go 90-plus yards. We're at that. Oh, my God, an absolute murder. Troy Booker. That's Jerome Everclear, the freshman linebacker. The 5-star absolutely destroyed the senior fullback. Holy smokes. Things just going from bad to worse here for Iowa, and they're going backwards even more. Everclear, man. What a hit. All right, Dogwater, I don't want to say it, but this is where your punt block could happen. They're inside the 5, which means it'll be a shorter distance to the punter. Can Richardson get out of his own end zone? Oh, they're going to do a run. It's working. Can they find the edge? They do! Oh, Iowa down the sideline! No one's going to catch him! Iowa! A 96-yard jet sweep to the house! Quinn Horn! Holy hell! They finally worked! Just when you thought the game was over, Iowa breaks through. The offense finally. Back within 2 scores. What is this game we are watching here tonight? 28-14. 2 unanswered scores here for Iowa. A 96-yard jet sweep to the house. When do you see that? Now Nebraska, man. Coach Chewy might be getting a little uncomfy in his recliner over here. If I called that Chewy sitting in a recliner right now, that'd be hilarious. But 1st and 10 here. Samford, what can they do? They run a QB draw. I don't think this is the time to get cute, Chewy. Oh no, is Chewy gonna out-coach himself? Still here in the 3rd quarter. It's a 2-score game now. It's anyone's ball game. Oh, down the middle, though. There's Paul Samford doing what he does best. The deep yam is the main protein in his diet as he delivers an absolute piss missile. 29 of 31 today. They're across the 50 now. Paul Samford just silenced all of the cheering. Joel McKinley now gets clear room on the outside. 33 on 33 tackle. 12-yard gain. Nebraska took a couple punches. They're hoping, though, to find this KO. Iowa has to find a way to stop Nebraska from scoring or hold them to a field goal. Handoff. Oh, what a play from the corner. Comes down to the run defense and stuffs him in the backfield. These big guys can't tackle McKinley, but the corner. Yes, I called Chewy in a recliner. Let's go. 2nd and 13. Samford. He dumps that off to McKinley, and they say he stayed in. 3rd and 2 now. I thought maybe Joel McKinley got the illegal touching, but no, he stayed in bounds. So a 3rd and 2 incoming. Can Iowa get a stop? This is a run. This is going to be a counter. Yes, sir. No, it's just a draw play, and they stop him. Big time stop for Iowa. They're forcing a field goal attempt. Maybe they're going for it. A massive stop here for Iowa. Now they got to hope to rely on the miss. This is a 40-yard field goal for the Iowa kicker. His accuracy is questionable. And oh no, a false start makes this even longer. Still 4th down. A mental mistake makes this now a 45-yarder. From left hash, can Nebraska take a 3-score lead? The kick. And it's no good, wide right. He pushed it right. The false start impacted the kick, and Iowa remains down 2 scores. Well, that went nowhere. Wendell McMahon just absolutely claps Jason Richardson. 28-14 now as we go to the fourth quarter. It was 28-0 at half. Iowa's battled back, gotten halfway back. Can they finish the job? 2 scores down. They have the ball. 9 minutes left in the Heroes game. They run Dan Davis up the middle, and he is moving the rock, and he falls forward even more. They get all of it back in a little bit more. 3rd and 3 incoming. Hand the ball to Dan Davis, please. 3rd and 3. They're 50% from the on 3rd down. What is the call from Jarkis? A QB. No, he doesn't get it. They collapsed on him. He couldn't get the pitch off. Oh, man, Iowa. And the punt is coming out. 4th and 6. Iowa now is no touchdown here, and you're now it's kind of in doubt. We're going to see a return from Xavier Townsend. Can he find some room? He finds the outside there. He gets to about the 42. Iowa just missed a huge opportunity. The missed field goal had a chance to get back within 1 score. But this is what happened with Iowa State. It seemed Nebraska was going to kill them, but they hung around all game. Iowa's now at that point. Remember, Paul Sanford threw that critical interception as he was hit against Iowa State, gave them the win. Can they find a way to shut this game out? Sanford dumps it off. Broken tackle, and he's brought down. 2nd and 6. Sanford still having a fantastic day. Two tight ends on the field. And Sanford, blitz coming. He's yamming it deep. And it's picked, but incomplete. He didn't get a foot down. Eric Sweeney. He made a play on the ball, but he's out of bounds. He ran out of real estate. Sanford put it only where his guy could get it. 3rd and 6 now. Rush doesn't get there, but he dumps it off, and they're going to get the stop. 4th down, Iowa. The defense has come to play here in the second half. They got only 1 stop and 5 drives against Nebraska in the first half, and now they haven't let Nebraska score once since. And coffin corner, and no, that goes through the back of the end zone. That was risky. But man, this game was so much bigger of a swing for Nebraska just like a quarter ago. Iowa, do they have a little bit more life in them? Plenty of time to get 2 drives to tie this game up. Hand it off Dan Davis, what they should have just done every single play before this. He's up almost over 100 yards, averaging 6.8 per carry. 2nd and 1. Now you are going to get to the point where you're going to have to start hurrying these plays up. But they're going to run some triple option yet again. It breaks a tackle. He's still going. Jason Richardson! He somehow stayed on his feet. How did he stay up? They're not going to show it, but what turned from a loss and a 3rd down turned into an 18-yard, a beautiful run. Jason Richardson, he's going to start showing up. He's a player to watch. Here we go. He's going to throw it. He has time. He's yamming it to the corner. He has his man. And who else but the fullback, Troy Booker. Of course, it's the fullback on a wheel corner route. Only a play Iowa would run. And he delivers it to perfection. Cooking Ricardo Henderson in coverage. This game is cooking. This is a Big Ten old-style match if I've ever seen one. They're inside the 30 now. Handoff, Dan Davis up the gut. And he gets about 4. We're pushing the red zone now. And Jason, can he find the edge? No, he's brought down. Xavier Townsend likely just saved a touchdown. If you let Richardson get to his top end speed, you're not catching him. 3rd and 3. Huge play here. Obviously, 2-down territory. Xavier Townsend coming into the box. Now an 8-man box with this man in motion. Quick option outside. He gets the pitch. Dan Davis. 1st down and more. Broken tackle inside the 10. He's still going. Dan Davis inside the 10. Iowa, we're almost to the 5-minute mark, and they are pushing to get down within a score. 1st and goal here for Iowa. Man in motion. It's Davis. Triple option time. Richardson. He pitches it. No one in front. Touchdown, Dan Davis. Iowa erases a 28-point deficit, and they're within a touchdown. Incredible. 28-21, 21 unanswered points here in the second half. This is a team now that you know why they're in the Big Ten championship now. Nebraska, they've got to figure out something on the offensive side. They've shown flashes in the second half, just a couple of miscues. It's like these teams switch uniforms at halftime. Can Nebraska find a way to survive? All the momentum is on the yellow side right now. We're yamming it to the corner. That was a piss missile to Damian Kelly. Easy 1st down. So much separation on that out route. First and 10. Paul Sanford in under 5 minutes now. It's getting sketchy for both sides. And a free rusher! Down goes Sanford! The play action didn't work. That's SFA linebacker Cam Buffington. Just toasted the right guard. Sanford never had a chance. Man, there's no chance Chewy is in the recliner now. He is up on his feet, screaming at his offense. 2nd and 17, 4 minutes left. Handoff to McKinley, and he goes down. It's even worse. 3rd and 18 now. Eric Sweeney, the safety, comes down, block sheds Traw Preston, and gets the tackle for loss. 3rd and 18. Everything's coming up Hawkeye right now. Trips right. Sanford, he's going to yam it. He gets his man, but he's short. Traw Preston couldn't get the 1st down. Indecision time for the Cornhuskers here. 3 minutes left. Do you punt it or do you take the chance at midfield? They are punting. Good time for a fake. They don't do it. They're going to hope to pin them deep. Kick hits at the 3 and goes through the back of the end zone. Iowa went from down 28-0 to having the ball down 7 with a chance to tie. 3 minutes, 24 seconds, 3 timeouts on the clock. This is doable. Jason Richardson, he has some room, and he goes down. Dictator on the tackle. He's not letting him get away that easily. Iowa having a second half to remember. This would be the biggest comeback in SFA Gameday history. 2nd and inches. Handoff. Dan Davis meets him in the middle. 1st down, Iowa. When this Iowa team is cooking, they are hard to beat. Every other time, they're easy to beat. Inside 3 minutes. Can Iowa get it done? Jason Richardson. Over the middle, Dan Davis, 34. Plenty of time remaining, but they have to get the touchdown on this drive. No more punting or messing around. 4 down territory the entire time now. They love coming out split set. You got Booker and Davis in the backfield. Moves Ricky Hall to the slot. And no, they bring down Jason Richardson. And who else? Ricardo Henderson. The golden ticket from Colorado State makes a massive play. 3rd and 9 now. Can Nebraska come up with a stop? 3rd and 9 for Richardson. A pretty clean pocket. He floats it, and he gets the first down. Quinn Horn, the man who had the 96-yard run. His first catch of the day. What a floaty from Richardson, and right on the money. It doesn't have to look pretty to be effective. 1st and 55. We're across the 50. 3 timeouts left. Iowa in complete control. Richardson takes off, and he's sacked. Wendell McMahon again. The leader of this defensive line, it seems. McMahon and Dictator on that line are incredible. They've completely shut down Richardson for most of this game. We're threatening now. 90 seconds left in this tremendous game day to finish the regular season. They dump it off Dan Davis, and he gets about 8. 3rd and 5. Is Iowa going to do the unthinkable here? 70 seconds left now. Still 3 timeouts. 3rd and 5, though. 4 down territory. Shotgun. It's going to be a screen pass to Davis. They dump it to him, and he goes down. Dictator on the tackle. He just completely sniffed that out. The mighty Dictator, the transfer from Georgia Tech, might have just secured a massive win for Nebraska. Timeout incoming. Jarkis wants to talk about it. What is the call on 4th and 11? Well, they bring out their best players. Troy Booker, Dan Davis in the backfield. 1 receiver. What is the call? 4th and 11. And over the middle, he finds Dan Davis. Can he get there? Dan Davis with the first down! He splits the linebackers and stretches. An incredible play from the running back. The drive is alive. Richardson dumps that off. It's Davis again. This has been an insane game, second half from Dan Davis. 40 seconds left. They are now spiking it, giving himself some time. How does Iowa still have the ball? How does that play even happen? 3rd and 3. Richardson over the middle. Wide open man! Down the sideline. Stopped inside the 10. Ryan McGuire. How is he so wide open? Clock is ticking. 33 seconds left. They're right up to the line. 1 timeout left. Trips right. Jason Richardson, he takes the snap. Richardson, he takes off. Dictator on the tackle. His 2nd sack of the game. 20 seconds left. They're going up. They're going to spike the ball. Oh, my God. 16 seconds left. You got 2 plays and a timeout. To erase a 28-point deficit, Iowa needs to score now. 3rd and goal. Safety blitz. He's a free rusher. He goes down. Iowa's down to their last snap, and they're not even going to call the timeout. 3 seconds left. They get it off. This is the last play of the game. He dumps it off Dan Davis. Dan Davis, he gets smoked, and that's the game. Iowa, the comeback is just short. And as we hit triple zeros, Nebraska is victorious in the Heroes game. They were up 28-0, and Iowa mounted perhaps the greatest comeback attempt we've ever seen, but they fell just short, about 13 yards short, as Coach Chewy wins the game 10-2, and they have a date with Baylor in the conference championship next week. In Iowa, they will end up facing Ohio State in the Big Ten championship. An absolute instant classic here in Iowa City. as Iowa loses at home 28-21 to the mighty Cornhuskers. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week in the conference championships. What a season. Absolutely incredible. I really, really thought that he had the chance there. I thought Dan Davis was going to do it. Somehow, some way, get a touchdown there. Oh, my God. What a game. It was 28-0, and I'm like, I know this Iowa team has something in them that makes them good, but we hadn't seen it yet. Oh, that was such a great game, man. I wish that could have gone a little bit longer, or maybe we had a clean last play instead of the hurry up. But what a way to finish the season. As, like we said, all Samford, all Nebraska that first half, and Iowa almost did it. Jason Richardson, obviously no touchdowns thrown. It was a really rough first quarter, but then they kind of brought it back here. Dan Davis, the best player on the field for them today. Just not enough. Tom Ackerman on the back as well. They got a couple sacks. None of the turnovers. They had a few opportunities, but they just couldn't convert them. If they might have gotten an extra possession here today, they might have been able to do something. But Paul Samford, massive game, 3 incompletions. McKinley, 86-yard, did what he had to do. Nothing insane, but he just kept falling forward. And Tra Preston, just another fantastic day. Only a 79 overall, but he always seems to be open and make the deep touchdown pass. And then on defense, I mean, Ricardo Henderson, what a pickup in the portal. And Xavier Townsend, the homegrown SFA player. But the man who saved the game there, Dictator, he just pulled a Shad Boyko. What Shad Boyko did to me in the playoffs last year, sacked me. And so we had to hurry up on the last play and kick a field goal, and it just didn't work out. Kind of the same vibe here. Just an incredible game for Dictator. Jerome Everclear had that insane hit. He's going to have a long, great career as well. Just such a good team. Nebraska is so much fun to watch, man. I don't know who I want to win the Big 12 championship because I want both those teams like in the playoff. They're both so much fun. But, I mean, we'll see how auto bids and at-larges work out. I mean, the committee has so much to do here today to figure this out, and that's coming up next. So as I get my final players of the week here, I'm going to post these games. Then I'm going to set live the watch party game. I have to sim to week 15, and I have to sim Bedlam. And then I have to sim that game, post it, and then the committee will start. So it's going to be a few minutes here for the committee before that gets going, and then recruits are probably going to be a little bit later here tonight. But stick around here, guys. Lots of coming. Thank you for watching. That was a fantastic game if you stuck through it. A lot of times these blowouts turn into really great storylines. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.